You back here at the compound. Such a lovely place, right? Kind of like the Hotel California. Such a lovely place. Oh, I take issue with these things right here. This right here. These and the folklore behind that. And my theory on the reason why these things first started getting separated from cans. See, years ago, probably about half the population on the planet can't remember this because they weren't around. But when I was a little kid, back in the 1970s, they had these, they had the removable tab ring. So you'd go and peel it, and it would come off kind of like the smaller version of like cans you buy at Aldi with the, I don't know, with the soup and stuff like that. The whole lid comes off and it's attached to a pop ring. Only the whole lid didn't come off the can, just the pop ring did. And you'd peel it off and it would break away, and people would throw them on the ground, and they were everywhere like cigarette butts. Okay, so you know, for years they experimented with different types. There was the push tabs, but I think a lot of those cans, you know, in transit or in the store, the push tabs got opened accidentally, and yeah, anyway, it didn't work out so well. So they came up with this invention. Oh God, I don't know, in like the late 70s, and it didn't come off. It stayed affixed to the can. Okay. Prior to that, same kind of material, right? Same type of can, only a different configuration now, right? Nobody saved the pop rings from the older style cans that they'd peel off. Still made out of the same material. They were made out of aluminum just like these, but nobody saved them. They ended up on the ground. They were everywhere. They were about as common as an ant. They were just everywhere. So they came up with this, so it remained attached to the can. And here's where the folklore comes in. Oh, peel them off! So you got literally millions of people that peel these off, and they save them for, I don't know, Ronald McDonald House. Well, why would you save just a little tidbit of aluminum when you could save the whole can? And that's the equivalent of like how many of these? Probably about at least maybe 40 or 35, something like that. The same amount of aluminum, so wouldn't they be better off if you saved them? But no, people. Anyway, I believe that's how the folklore actually really started. Was it sort of like a like jokes on you, urban folklore type of thing? And yeah, sure, there are places that take them for charity and whatever, because it is aluminum, just like the rest of the can. It's no cleaner, it's no purer. I've heard stories where they make medical equipment from this because it's more pure. It's the same aluminum from the rest of the can. There are things that I know more about than other people don't. There are things I know nothing about and most people do. So this is one area where I claim to be an expert. And this is just aluminum. I'm old enough to remember that this started out as some sort of like a defeat mechanism for the can companies coming up with a workable solution. Sort of like a anarchist commie type of thing. Sure, you're not going to have them all over the place because now people are collecting them, but it's sort of like defeating a mechanism that was supposed to work. In the end, what happened to the pull tab? that was completely... Think about this now. Just think outside of the box just for a second. In the end, what happened to the pull tab? The one that was supposed to stay and remain with the can. In the end, what happened to it? It got separated from the can. That's my only diatribe on that. And inevitably, a few remain. They're too difficult to get out or whatever. Oh, you're not trying, Kingdom. No, still, you still find these on the ground. I noticed them on the ground. You do find them all over the place. Not like how it used to be, you know, a real long time ago when I was a little kid. You know, they'd be on the beach and people would claim, oh, I got really cut by one. Weren't big enough to like really harm you that bad. Might have got like a little teeny tiny cut, I guess. You know, you're walking on sand, so I mean, the downforce of your foot. Sure, I never got caught by one. Of course, I'm a dork. I'll wear shoes on the beach because when I was a lot younger, when I was a kid, I remember the first not e-waste, I say e-waste, the first bio-waste scare was like during the early 80s, and you know, AIDS needles washing up on shore. In America, we always have to have like some sort of crazy, over-the-top fear thing going on. You know, the sky is falling type of like wackadoodle crap. I swear to God, it's like to stir the pot, you know what I mean? Get people wound up over nothing. Anyway, that's my claim. I'm sticking to it. I feel and I know it to be true. There's things a lot of you YouTubers know a lot about, commenters and stuff like that. There's maybe a couple of things that I know something about. That and let's see, Trinket Goblin, he's got a channel there, and he went to a scrapyard that's got free gas. Okay. Now, while that is a good thing, you know, and he's questioning, hey man, you know, the thing's always empty, or it always seems like it is. Somebody must be using it. True. But it's funny how people never share important secrets about how things work. Like they'll tell you, you know, like, you know, you're walking, like, you might stumble, they'll watch and you might stumble over something. They'll be like, be careful, you know, you're not offering anything. I think I know that, alright? But when it comes to, you know, how to use something that's free, you know what I mean, that you could potentially save a lot of money on, like when a scrapyard offers free gasoline. Well, there's a little bit to know about that because we gotta know a little bit about gasoline, okay? And then where it's coming from, well, it's coming from scrap cars. And the way larger junkyards, which would be the ones that would be in the position to offer free gasoline to the scrappers, the way they go about scrapping cars is they'll take like about 15 or 20 of them, and they have like a smash area for the cars, and they'll turn them all on the side, okay, and they cut the tranny out and the engine and all that. But before they do that, when they lift it up on the forklift, they spike the gas tank with you know, with a fork from either another forklift or the one junkyard that used to do this in Blue Island. They had like a spike thing, and they dropped the car kind of carefully, but they spiked the gas tank while it was on the forklift. Okay, now the gas tank is pouring gas out. Okay, and then the forklift would swivel around over to like a big vat area, open vat, with a huge funnel on it, and the gasoline would go in there. But along with the gas would be all the grease, like this kind of grease, oil, and maybe drippings of antifreeze, because, you know, one of the forklifts is driving by and it's dripping antifreeze all over the place, and it's getting into the vat too. So you got transmission fluid going in there, you've got oil, you've got water, you've got gas mostly, and other contaminants, rust, debris. So the junkyards then take that vat of gas, okay, and then they offer it to the scrappers as this free gas. But you know what? Use at your own risk. And the best way to use the free gas is to get some clear, you know, those water service jugs, those 5-gallon jugs, like that you can buy commercially from like Hinckley and Schmidt, etc. Why the clear plastic? Well, first of all, the gasoline will melt the plastic, and with the plastic, you can see the gasoline settle out. So you let the gas sit for like a day or more, and what happens is all the heavier crap settles to the bottom and the gasoline rises to the top. So typically 2/3 of the gas in that 5-gallon jug would be usable, and that bottom third is all crap. You have to dispose of that. I don't know, take it back to the scrapyard where you got it from. Bring it to AutoZone and put it in their oil jugs that they take the oil and automotive fluids for free. So anyway, when you have those jugs like that, you put them on a counter surface that's never gonna, you know, you're not gonna jostle it around. It's gonna stay there. Nobody's gonna move it. You got the jug right here. You have the 2/3. You don't tip it over and pour it because you stir up everything that's at the bottom. What you do is you take a siphon hose and you stick it in the top of that. But you only go down like maybe an inch or two below the surface, the top surface of the gasoline that's in there. And as it's going down, you keep moving the hose down until you get to about maybe close to the last 1/3. Of course, it being clear, you can see how much bad gas you got in there, how much good stuff you have in there. Depending on the load of gas that you picked up, it might be only half of it is usable. But it takes about a day or more for the gasoline to settle out. And you can only siphon it out. If you tip it or try to pour it some other way, you're going to stir everything up. Because the little water balls get mixed in with like really like smaller than like carbonated bubbles in soda pop. Really small micro-sized bubbles of water are trapped in with the gasoline, and it takes that much time for it to settle out, at least a day. The longer the better, actually. And you can't really use that kind of gas in the small engine because the small engine is just going to quit on you. A car is better equipped to deal with shitty gas. And the best thing to do is to put a little octane boost into that gas, because a lot of that gas has gone stale. And while this might have worked years and years ago, you know, draining gas from gas tank, well, the modern gasoline's got so many additives in there, along with ethanol, which does retain water itself. This gas not only varnishes, but it doesn't last very long. It lasts about maybe 3 months, and then it starts to get kind of funky. Still usable. Still usable. 3 or 4 years old. It's still usable. It's just that special precautions are required. Also, junkyard gas is best used in a car that has a carburetor and not fuel injection system of any kind. Even though all fuel injection systems are fairly sensitive to any kind of contaminants in the gas. You know, even the throttle bodies, like in the older GMs like this, they'll start to give you all kinds of trouble if it took in too much contaminants. Also, you need to run 2 filters in line with each other when you're using junkyard gas. So there's a few do's and don'ts. when you use junkyard gas. Yes, you can come out of winter like Trinket Goblin. He got about 10 miles down the road and his Ford pickup truck quit on him. It's not funny, man, because you put that junkyard gas in there without refining it yourself, because it has to be basically you're operating like a little miniature distillery. You have to so to speak, almost. You're not heating it up or anything, but you're settling out the contaminants that are in there that will make your car not run. Why would anybody use junkyard gas? Well, it's a big benefit, especially when gasoline prices are fairly high still and scrap prices are quite low. Sure, you can fill your gas tank up on a Ford F-150 and go for a couple of days looking for scrap for free. Everything's 100% profit. Which then brings me all the way around to what, you know what would actually be an interesting experiment for my channel would be to buy one of those cheap, relatively cheap electric cars. I'd like to find one of those like Mitsubishi IMEV or Nissan Leaf or something like that that's been maybe in a wreck or something that you could get for $500 or something. Don't seem to be able to find any like that, but I'm not willing to spend any more on something like that. Anyway, you get one of those and you get a trailer, and well, as far as collecting the scrap is concerned, you're no longer spending so much money on gasoline, because the truck I have right now, this is like way entirely too powerful for, you know, what I'm doing. I mean, the truck has way more potential than picking up little bits of shit. You know, I got entirely too much power, and it's all wasted, really, if you think about it. Doing the job that I'm doing, you don't need this much power to find garbage. I was watching some of those videos, you know, people in India, they have, I forgot the brand of, I think it's a Tata or something like that, and it doesn't go very fast, maybe like 25 miles an hour is the top speed, but the damn thing can carry just as much as this thing can carry. It's slow, doesn't have that much horsepower. It's only got like, oh god, probably about 25 horsepower or something like that. Look at the paw prints in there. Oh, we had a big raccoon, man. Just like I said, they're probably here for that damn thing. Like going to town and eating all the grease off of this. Oh yeah, there's less grease underneath the thing. They licked this thing to the bejesus belt. Wow. Holy smokes, that's a huge muffin, man. That's like the size of a dog. That's kind of creepy. Yikes. The things you realize when you're yapping. Holy God. Alright, this is a bunch of glass and shit. This stuff's dangerous. Stainless. Oh, broken glass. Ooh. Definitely not my fave. Ah! Yikes. Good thing I'm wearing pants. You should wear shorts. Yeah, nice little cut there. No shorts. Never, never. The ultimate bozo no-no. Not when you're working with scrap. Wow, I should have gloves on. I'm an idiot for not. I don't like this stuff. That is not my favorite stuff. Glass is very tricky. Glass gets pretty gnarly, man. You really get hurt with that stuff. I forgot to find a garbage can for this piece of crap. Tire there. Why do you have so much garbage, Kingdom? You kind of end up with it, you know? Yes, especially old-fashioned windows. The glass is different in old-fashioned windows. The glass breaks easier, and it breaks in bigger pieces too. Let's see how many minutes. 23 minutes. That's a surprising amount of yapping. Not from you, Kingdom. Introducing YouTube with no sound. Oh, see? I just dropped this window framing on the ground and the window broke. That easy. Gigantic chunks. Very dangerous. Very dangerous because you could be reaching into it and you actually reach into a pointy, jagged edge of broken glass. Extremely gnarly. And I'm not kidding. Now, if I had a broom, I'd get that. Rather than climb up there. See, that's a good thing about the 1500 series pickup trucks. Like those two red ones right there. They're more than a half a foot lower to the ground. It's a lot easier for a fat guy like me to get in. Yep. my hack-made device is not holding up to the task. I have to stop what I'm doing. I gotta go get my little guy from school. Definitely a productivity killer. And this year, when she's in 8th grade, I wanted to send her to public school because I kind of did, but it didn't happen because she has selective mutism, and the school has got accommodations for that, so it is what it is. Plus there's a lot of anxieties. Yeah. So that makes things kind of a challenge. I'm still holding there. Was a good tool. I was sitting in the rust. Oh well. That makes me mad about me. Maybe it's not ruined. I just get angry with myself when this kind of thing happens because it's so unnecessary. Should be indoors, you know. You know. There's more to get to than one man possibly can do. So you have to close up shop. And I gotta go get my little guy. So that's 2 hours out of the day to go and do that. And right now, this is still part of the business day, meaning, you know, the scrapyards are open. But by the time I go and get her, yeah. So that makes today a wash. No money made. Not much scrapping done. And that's why this takes forever. Things move slowly when you're pretty much the only guy doing it, you know. I'm just trying to answer to some of my detractors, or I don't know, not even detractors, they're just people wondering what's up. Like, why I'll show my ugly mug on the video here, but why is it like that? I don't know. Trinket Goblin, free is better. Ford found dead on road due to free is better. No, I'm not blaming the channel. The free gasoline. Was the free gasoline really better? I don't know. It is if you know what you're doing. Like, I wish some of the scrap yards around here would do that shit.